It is Magic 1075 97.5, the real sound of Atlanta. Jackie Page. Time to hop into a little girl talk and sitting down at the Girls Talk table today. I am so excited to have these two gentlemen sitting down with me. First, I have Dr. Chris Edwards, founder and chairman of the Evence Foundation, and the second annual 5K walk run that will be going down this weekend, along with Byron Amos, District 3 representative on the Atlanta City Council. How are you gentlemen doing today?
Well, thank you. Happy to be here.
Doing very well. Same
And
here.
so excited to have you guys for a number of different reasons. Family, you guys know that I'm really big into health, wellness, but also in that mental health and mental wellness because that is just important as your physical health. And wanted to bring these gentlemen to the Girls Talk table to talk about that, especially with the Evance Foundation and everything that you guys have going on. So, what exactly is the Evance Foundation? We did an event with you guys on Saturday at the Nike store in Atlantic Station. So, what is it for people who are not familiar?
Well, I would start it as first, second, third, or first and last.
Mm-hmm.
It's all focused laser-like on mental health.
Mm.
We absolutely just have decided that, look, just as important as your heart health
Yeah.
or your bone health or kidney or anything else,
Mm-hmm.
just because you cannot see
Mm-hmm.
the problem doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Right.
And that's where I think mental health has gotten lost.
Mm-hmm.
But we see the effects of it everywhere.
Right.
So, as a scientist or a doctor, I usually give the example Albert Einstein never saw the atom, yet he knew the effects by understanding and observing science.
Absolutely.
And not only did he see it, he stopped it, he split it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where we get energy from
Mm-hmm.
in large portions today. Mental health is just as important, and that focus has to be retrained by everybody to look at it, understand it's there,
Mm-hmm.
and let's address it and treat it
Mm-hmm.
the same way we do other healthcare issues.
Yeah. Why is it so important that we have these conversations about mental health in Black and Brown communities specifically? Because other communities may have the conversations, but we kind of shy away from it. We're kind of nervous about talking about it. So, why is it so important that these conversations are happening in our community?
Well, if you look at the community, and I will let the councilman speak on some of the effects, including personal effects that have happened to us both,
Mm-hmm.
as well as to other people. There are always crossing points for grief, trauma, but just look at some of the results. I mean, just for example, suicide.
Yeah.
What most people don't realize is that every 11 seconds, someone is committing suicide.
That's a crazy number. That's
Yeah,
a staggering number.
usually with a firearm.
Yeah.
In Georgia alone, we had, I think, based on definitions, minimum 8 to 13 mass shootings.
Mm.
Now, we only heard about the most recent one, and we understand that because it was in the school system,
Mm-hmm.
and it shouldn't happen anywhere.
Right.
So it's affecting Black people, brown people, blue people, white people,
Mm-hmm.
everybody. But we as, Black folk tended not to have those discussions.
Yeah.
And yet we are being affected and we are having the same results as everyone else,
Mm-hmm.
which is to fall off a cliff. And if somebody's not there to help you, the results become catastrophic.
Yeah.
It's ironic how everything begins to intersect. You call this the girl talk table.
Yeah.
It's ironic. If you think about throughout history, any time a Black female show any type of weakness or being tired, you was not a strong Black female.
That's
Girl,
right.
get over it.
That's
You're
right.
going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the truth of the matter is she was just tired of carrying the weight of the world on her shoulders.
Yeah.
So it is important for us to have this type of conversation in the community, especially in this environment where we will have vendors, we will have therapists, we will have free food.
Yeah.
We want to take away the darkness, the stigma of needing
Yeah.
or wanting to get help.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important for people to know that it's not something that you shy away from.
Mm-hmm.
Actually help is something that you need to run to.
Yeah.
And there are plenty places that you can go to get help.
Yeah.
But we got to take that first step to be able to talk about it in our communities and then receive it.
Yeah, completely agree. And what family he was referencing is the Evence Foundation's second annual 5K run walk that is happening this weekend. Like you said, there's going to be a lot of great resources available for the entire family. There are going to be options for people to talk to mental health professionals. There are going to be things for the kids to get into. Like you said, taking the dark away and adding light to it. I love that you said that, because when we think about mental health, it's always in a negative aspect. But it shouldn't be looked at in a negative aspect. It should be something that we look at in a positive aspect and wrap our arms and our love around it. Completely agree with you on that one.
I love the way you put that.
Yeah.
Just, wrap ourselves around our family and do that. But the positive is the positive.
Yeah.
There's going to be a kids zone,
Yeah.
so the kids can come out and have fun. There will be light therapy, sound therapy, things that people haven't experienced before. And did I mention there will be free food?
Now you did mention
There
that.
you go. Free
We should have
food.
started with that.
There you go. And we have chef demonstrations on healthy cooking, but we're going to have good old-fashioned good food too,
Yes.
from a Southern perspective. So we hope that everybody just comes out. Walking is good for everyone.
Yes.
And walking is good for your mental health as well.
Yes.
So that's the focus of Evence, Walk for Life. That's why we named it that way, Evence, Walk for Life. So that's what we're looking forward to, and we hope the community understands the importance of it.
Yeah, we're here to celebrate life and all of its greatness. Love that so very much. Again, you should have led with the food piece, because we love food. We had the pre-registration event last Saturday at Atlantic Station.
Yes.
Is it too late for people to get registered? Can they still get registered for the race this weekend?
If they want to, they can go to the website, Evence, spelled EVECE, walkforlife.org. But even if you come the morning of, we welcome you. Even if you can't walk, the community event is absolutely free.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to be from 8:30 till 12 noon. And it gives you an opportunity to bring your entire family out. Bring everybody, from the kids to grandma, grandpa. Everybody will have something to do there. So we look forward to being able to engage the community and put this most important issue, forward for all of us to wrap, as you said, our love around it.
Yeah, completely agree. I have to ask you, men, you gentlemen, because we just talked about, us as women, and I was talking to one of my coworkers about this the other day. Society tells men that, you can't have a bad day, or you have to continue to hustle and continue to grind. What do you guys do to keep your mental health intact? What are some things that you do to just make sure that your psyche is together? Byron, I'll start with you.
Well, it's ironic, especially being a public servant. You really have to take that time.
Yeah.
One of the things that I have truly mastered is not taking my work across my threshold at the house. When I get home, I'm home.
Good one.
It really have to be a bad situation for me to get engaged when I'm home. And then the other piece also, I tell my team all the time, the district can have whatever they want from me, except for my mental peace.
Come on.
So if I close my office door and cut my lights off, that's what I'm going to do for that period of time. So finding that time to decompress, finding that time to find something that you want to do, even if it's sit in the dark, listen to some music. But one of the most important parts is finding that space that you can just be by yourself.
Yeah.
Find that time that you do something that you like to do, and then get back in the fight after that. But you got to find time to decompress.
Absolutely love it. Dr. Edwards, what do you do to take a second for your mental health?
I think, in full transparency, the thing that helps me the most is helping other people. So My father was a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a doctor. My uncle was a doctor, and it was in the community.
Mm-hmm.
So I get calls all kind of day and night.
Mm-hmm.
And when we leaned into mental health,
Mm-hmm.
the number of calls I get during the day and
Yeah.
at night, if that helps someone walk back from the ledge,
Mm.
it helps me
Yeah.
because I feel like that life then has a purpose
Yeah.
and a meaning.
Yeah.
Now, at the same time, I love going fishing, right?
Yeah.
A walk in the country
Yeah.
or riding a horse for me
Yeah.
is something that helps me. But
Mhm.
if I can do good for me and
Mhm.
have someone to talk to,
Mm-hmm.
that's why I can encourage other people. You got to have somebody to go to,
Yeah.
somebody to talk to. And if you don't, understand that there are resources available, and we are one of them.
Yeah.
And if we can't point you in the right direction,
Mm-hmm.
we'll help you directly.
Yeah.
So that's what's important about all of this.
Yeah. One thing I loved from hearing both of you guys' responses is that there were two completely different things. And I think that's one of the things that people need to know when it comes to doing things for yourself and doing things for your mental health is it looks different for everybody.
That's right.
There is no one size fits all. What works for you may not work for me. What works for me may not work for you. You like to go fishing. That's not really my thing. I don't like worms. That's not gonna sit well with me. But I am that type of person that will just kind of sit in my room and listen to music. Like that works for me. So I loved that you guys didn't have the same. It wasn't the same answer. It was different answers. Because again, there's no one shoe fits all. It's something different for everybody. And being comfortable with realizing that and being comfortable with what works best for you is another huge takeaway that I think our listeners can take away is like, hey, what makes you happy? What gives you peace? What gives you joy? Really hone into that and be okay with saying, you know what? I want to do it. This is what I want to do because
That's
it
right.
makes me happy, because it brings me joy. So definitely that just really just made me happy because very often we hear, you got to do this, you got to do that. And it's not, no, do what works best for you. This is your life and you have to live it and walk it the way that works best for you. Family, Dr. Chris Edwards, as well as Byron Amos, sitting down at the Girl Talk table. We are talking about the Evence Foundation. The second annual 5K walk and run is going down this weekend at Atlantic Station. If people want to get more information on the walk run this weekend, where exactly can they do that at?
I would refer them to the website, Evence, EVECE, Walk for Life, all one word, .org. So evancewalkforlife.org. And it's all around.
Mhm.
You can see everyone. We've got, podcast folks on mental health. We have singers. We've got music. We've got, barbershop folk who will be out there
Yeah.
having conversations about mental health while giving haircuts. So it's something for everybody. And I think that the lean into this subject matter is so critically important
Mm-hmm.
because we have to now swing the pendulum from where it came in the past,
Mm-hmm.
where there was access to mental health facilities,
Mm-hmm.
where there are limited or
Right.
none now,
Mm-hmm.
to back to somewhere in the middle where people can get mental health and they don't have to be rich to be able to go
Right.
do that. You gotta lean into this. And the kids, young people, parents, don't ever think you are by yourself.
Yeah.
Everybody faces a point
Mm-hmm.
at some point in their life that you need to talk
Yeah.
to someone else.
Yeah.
So feel free to lean into this subject matter. And for me, think of this just like having if it's heart trouble or hip trouble,
Yeah. It's just as important.
it's just as important.
Yeah.
Lean into your mental health care.
Yeah, absolutely. Could not agree with you more. Gentlemen, thank you so much for sitting down at the Girl Talk table. I am so excited. I will be out there Saturday. I have my shirts and I'll be doing a little walking. The Evence Foundation second annual 5K walk and run going down at Atlantic Station this weekend, 8 o'clock. Yes.
8:30.
8:30. Okay, I'm saying 8 o'clock because you know how we like to
Yeah,
do.
that's right.
Okay, 8 o'clock.
Make it
So-
7:30 then.
7:30. All right, 7:30. Family, we'll see you out there. It's magic.